Hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Cruel. I'll be taking over the hosting from here on out for our night shift, or remainder of it. I quickly want to mention, before we get started with the run, that over the course of the Pokemon X run, we'll be announcing the winners for the prizes from the past 2 days. We're behind a little bit on that. But if you have donated over the course of the past 2 days, be sure to keep an eye out on your email, because you might very well be getting a squeaky little message there with potentially some cool prizes. So keep an eye out on that. I also want to quickly mention that the grand prize is still open. I'll be posting a link in the chat. If you want to enter the grand prize, be sure to follow that link and sign up there. And yeah, maybe you might just get yourself that win. You don't actually need to donate to have a chance to win. Donating does give you a better chance, but everybody can participate. So be sure to follow that link and sign up for that one. It looks like we're just about ready to go. So let's get headed over to Jelly Dots with Celeste X, 100% Pacifist Deathless, I think it is.
Yes.
So good luck.
Thank you. So this is Celeste X. This is a mod of Celeste, as the title screen shows. At the bottom you see Chris the Asses. Actually not sure how to pronounce this, but we generally call him Meep. He's actually the world record holder of the Pico 8 Celeste speedrun. I believe it's under 2 minutes nowadays. But yeah, I'm just gonna speedrun this game in Pacifist 100% and Dashless. So if I can get a countdown, that would be really nice.
2, 1, go!
So for those of you who don't know, Celeste it was a 2D. Oh, that was a real quick death. Was a 2D platformer that became very popular on the Pico 8, which is a fantasy console, meaning that there's no actual machine that has it, but there's all kinds of games for it nowadays. And we're gonna be collecting all these hearts. That's the essence of 100%. Let's see if we can not die here while we get this. Thank you. That death's fine because we can just climb. Now, behind me we have some Mega Man runners. And we're gonna be depending on them to actually know the enemy names, because I don't know them.
Well, there's a Metar over there.
Yeah, there's a Metar in the corner.
Oh.
The heart pickups actually are like health increases in Mega Man X.
It's a Sniper Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, Sniper Joe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's a cool name. You may notice that I just walked on some spikes. That's half frame perfect, I think. No, it's just pixel perfect, I believe. Do these enemies have a name? I'm not sure
If they have, I mean they have, but
I always call them the floaty guys.
yeah, pretty much
Floaty
propeller heads or something.
Propeller heads. Yeah, I think that's something like that.
I think they're only like Mega Man 1. Off the top of my head.
7 has like a variation of them where they're part of another enemy.
Right, yeah.
Like you shoot the bottom part and then the
that was
top
close.
part becomes loose and flies away a little bit.
Where you just immediately hit the head and they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, essentially those are going to be the 3 variations this game has. Music is slightly, I guess, more hype than the regular Celeste. It's, I guess, a bit Mega Man X inspired.
Yeah, it's a remix of one of the Mega Man X songs.
That was a really nice, yeah,
I think.
first try on the spike jumps. This is one of the harder spike jumps.
Also, what are spikes?
I believe they're a figment of our imagination, because
Yeah.
I just jumped on some regular blocks there.
There we go.
I'm really glad that's going really well, because, oh, well, until that point. But I'm really glad that previous screen went really well, because that's one of the bigger time sinks if you keep messing it up.
I'm really glad they didn't add the disappearing block like
Oh,
sounds.
God.
Like every time you jump on one of those blocks, that would be oof.
Yeah, that would be a bit much. Let's see if I can get a swag way of beating this screen. Would be nice.
Well, Metar would be nice.
You know I like swag strats.
Oh, that was pretty close. There we go.
Sweet.
Yeah, you don't need to do it like that, but it's just much fancier.
You might as well.
So, I've already said that, explained that we're collecting all the pickups. Obviously, it's also pacifist, so we're not killing any of these enemies. You can shoot, as you can see, shooting lemons.
Yeah.
And finally, it's also dashless, because in Celeste you have a dash. Except we're not going to make any use of that. And some stages, essentially you already saw that I was doing some spike jumps. And that's all because of the lack of a dash. I believe here, this is one of those moments where you don't even need a dash. But if you do, you can actually... I think no one does it yet in any percent, but you can actually keep going to the right on that screen. Oh, that was... These guys, Sniper Joes, are actually RNG. So sometimes they will jump, sometimes they will just stand like that.
In the original games, that's pretty much the same. I think in some of the games you can manipulate them by jumping or something. But
It's been a hot minute since I looked into that.
yeah.
Oh boy.
I currently don't run any Mega Man games with Sniper Joes in them.
So Mega Man and Base that I played like yesterday, those have Sniper Joes which are perfectly random. So
Looks like it, yeah.
So here we have the protagonist of the original Celeste. And don't worry, it's technically... No, just kidding. It's this is the only forced kill in the game. But we're just gonna say we're just giving her melons, and she's now had her fill, so...
Yeah.
We now get our upgrade, which essentially means we get a double jump.
nice. Very consistent with Mega Man X lore.
Yeah, like good classic looking upgrade capsule.
Exactly. Actually, that's also the spot where, in the original Celeste, is where, that's where you get the second dash. Like you saw her with green hair. That would be the second dash, and essentially in this case you get a double jump instead. Let's see if I can not die on the screen. There we go. I believe not dying is a good thing.
It does look like the double jump is like required.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
And this is probably the... Oh man. Yeah, so you can see, like, I'm not getting a puff of clouds. Like there I got it. Just some smoke from her feet when you jump off this initial platform. And I need that. Like that one doesn't work. Because essentially that means I've wasted my double jump. And I do need my double jump on this screen. This is actually the hardest screen in the game. If you're doing Pacifist Dashless. And that's because this is essentially a frame-perfect jump onto those spikes.
Which everyone always likes, of course.
Exactly, it's
Oh, yeah.
every speedrunner's favorite thing.
We actually saw Jelly like training this earlier. It's insane.
Mm.
And essentially the reason why this is frame-perfect is because we don't want to waste our double jump on any of these spikes, because otherwise we could just jump like this, but you know, that just means we can't actually progress to the right side of the screen. So we're gonna just gonna hope this doesn't take too long, and otherwise the estimate's gonna be ripped. It's largely dependent on this one screen. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Can I do some
Oh.
quick words while you make your way through this?
Yes, of course.
I quickly want to mention we still have some donation incentives going for the next run, and some of those will be closing relatively soon. So that'll be for, among other things, the trainer name, the for Pokemon X, the Holucha name, and the Lucario name, which are all running. Currently, the trainer name is currently Worcester123 in the lead with 20 euros. The Holucha name is Maxine with 6 euros, and for Lucario name, it's Blueberry Coyote for 11 euros. So I believe the trainer name will be cut off relatively shortly, so if you want to get any changes in on that, be sure to donate for that quickly.
Yes, and that was actually exactly enough time for me to beat that stage. Perfect co-op with commentary.
Always intended.
oh yeah.
If you have the dash, you can actually just skip this whole bottom section. You can just jump through that gap.
Oh.
But the dash is also pretty fun, but I think the challenge of double... Oh, actually, time is going to be when I hit the top. So, time.
Shout out to Zero there,
Oh yeah,
waiting on the top.
very nice.
69 deaths.
I was about to say, I got to
Nice.
point out the 69 deaths here.
Yeah.
Well done.
Perfect.
I think this is a perfect screen to bring us on to, I believe, Pokemon X.
That is correct. We're going to go into a short ad break momentarily. And when we're back, we'll be back with Pokemon X run by Wartab. So,
First.
yeah, thank you, Jelly Dots, for your run. And do stay tuned for Pokemon X.